Hey, it's Jerome. Welcome back to the moneymaking-guy.com video and email series. And this time, it's personal. Ladies, please, calm down. Yeah, today it's personal because it's about your personal finances. You know, I've worked in the financial services industry for 5 years, and what a place loaded with deliberate misinformation. And maybe later on, if there's a demand for it, I'll go with an insider's look at this industry. But right now, let's go with the very basic of what personal finances are. Again, when you take out the wall of confusion, you'll see that it's pretty simple, yet very powerful. Okay, let's start this. We can say personal finances are made of 3 major big blocks. The first one is assets, what you have. The second one is debt, what you owe. And the third one is protection, to ensure your assets that you do have or that you want to have eventually. Let me start first by asking you the $1 million question. That's right. Just imagine $1 million just fell in your lap. That's pretty great, right? In which box do you want to put it? In the asset box, the debt box, or the protection box? That's pretty obvious, right? You want to put it in the asset box. You want to have more, not owe more to people or have a big insurance policy. Where do people usually go to get advice on personal finances? They go to banks, or they have personal advisors that are usually insurance agents disguised as personal advisor. Let's take a look at the middle class trap just as a reminder. You know, you have income, you have spending, and usually, income and spending, pretty much go hand in hand. People make it $10,000, they spend $10,000. It's like, and usually people spend a little more. And the trap is that as income grows, usually people spend more and more also. They get bigger houses, bigger cars, bigger plasma TVs. Hey, all those things are nice, but they're not nice if they rob you of your freedom. And usually what happens as income grows, spending grows just a little tad more, so people are always behind. They can never get ahead. They can never get free and win the money game. And by the way, what's your money goal? What exactly are you aiming for? Hey, you know how the saying goes, is that if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere, but most probably not where you'd want it to. You have to know what you want, what you're aiming for, what your goal is. And in finances, the goal is a number, a financial independence number. Hey, you know that in sports they keep score, and so should you. How can they tell who's winning the game if they don't keep score? It's the same with your finances. Let's look at the $1 million question again. The goal should be pretty simple. You want to get your debt as low as possible and finally get debt free. And it's the same for protection, because as your assets are growing, you become in effect self-insured. So the goal is to grow more and more of your assets, to have more and more of that in your pocket. And just ahead, we'll look at how those assets can make you free. Let's look at the quadruple quadrant again, especially on the right side of the screen. As a business owner, you own a system, and as an investor, you have money working for you. So just imagine that over time, the money produced by your business systems and by your investments, you're making more and more of it, and you can put that money back in business systems and back in investments. It's a system that feeds itself. The more businesses and the more systems that are producing money, instead of spending it all on plasma screen TVs and everything, you put it back in businesses and in investments. Basically, it takes a life of its own. And that's why the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. There are many social injustices out there, and there are things to be changed in all societies to make it more fair, to make it more balanced for everybody. But there is a deeper reason why the rich keep getting richer. When you invest in assets, in education, in things that don't always bring instant pleasure, but that can bring more and more income and more freedom, when that's your focus, guess what? We get what we focus on. Getting free. When you start out, you have your income and you have no assets yet because you had the time to build them yet. But when you do focus on building assets, over time you're starting to build some. And these days with the internet, sometimes those assets can grow pretty fast.
So you're focusing on your building assets, and you put some of your income in building those assets. And guess what? Over time, your assets grow and they become cash flow machines that put money back in your income. And guess what you do? You put more money in those assets. So over time, your income grows, and sometimes much faster than a typical 3% pay raises that most people are getting out there. So you build your assets. And the goal over time is to have that money coming in from assets to replace your income, because when you're getting as much money as you need to live the lifestyle you want from your assets, guess what? You're free. And then over time, you can decide to use those assets to grow your income even more and more, and build those assets even more and more. And what's happening? You're winning the money game.
Hey, all that is nice and dandy with big boxes and everything, but what about the real world, right? In the next video, we'll make it more real with numbers. And when you grasp this, you'll want to go get it. You'll want to go win the money game. It's Jerome from moneymaking-guy.com saying, we'll see each other soon. Take care.